fusion strong. We've got our kettlebells, our dumbbells, possibly bands. We'll see how we feel. But I just want us to shift our weight left to right. And the goal here is to kind of feel into our feet. Shifting left to right, also activating through the core for balance and stability. Now turning this into fast taps. Just tapping with the toes. Tapping the toes, extending through the tops of the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and step the feet in. And just fast little steps. Feeling into the ground, checking in the connection that you've got. 5, 4, 3, 2, and left foot stays. Right leg, heel in, toe in and out. Heel, toe, in and out. Letting this be a big movement through the hips, heel, toe, all the way out, and bring it all the way back in. Next one out, keep it out. Stay with the knee out and just a little pulse. So it's kind of like a side lunge, yoga, warrior two kind of thing. But this is about activating inner thighs, strengthening through the hips. 3, 2, and heel toe it back in. Left foot, heel toe in and out. Bring it back. Heel toe out, 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 and bring it back. Heel toe in and out. Next one out, we're gonna stay and point the toes away. Pulse, pulse. Focus on those inner thighs, pulling energetically up, activating those muscles. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and heel toe it back in. This time come all the way in, toes in, heels out, and get as extreme as you can without falling forward or backward. Definitely don't fall backwards. But we're gonna do this little weird knee knocking movement. This is kind of creating different pulls on your ligaments, your hip joints, and I'm hoping it puts a smile on your face because you're like, this is ridiculous, Melanie. Because sometimes we need ridiculous. 4, 3, 2, and then just a little bit closer, but we're gonna go for calf raises up and then toes up. Heels, toes, heels, toes. Still pointing the toes in, still pointing the heels out. Whoop, up and down. 5, 4, 3, whoop, 2, and 1. Heels in, toes out. Little just plie dips. Think ballerina if you'd like. But the goal here is to kind of push through the feet, feeling the stretch and the movement around your knees, external rotation through your hips to support not sitting at a desk. 5, 4, 3, 2, press the toes in, lift up the heels, just a few calf raises, and try to stay at the top so that you're not letting the heels touch the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay at the top. Bring the hands to your side and side bend, just to the right. Keep those heels off the ground, exhale it up and over to the left. Inhale down and exhale it back up. Over to the right and try not to shift the hips because the stuff's gonna happen through the heels. Last one to the left, release the heels down, toes forward, fix your pants as required. Always fix your own pants. And don't wait for me to tell you to fix your pants because that could result in some awkward things. So we're gonna now work through the hamstrings and it's gonna be small to start. Gonna step into kind of a wide lunge. And so side view is just a little step back, but I'm moving my weight with my legs. So I'm not leaning forward. I'm putting my whole weight into the foot. leaning back, and I'm trying to stay off the back heel, focusing my weight on the ball of the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot stays, left leg back. Now we're going to bend the knee and extend. Bend the knee and extend. Still very wide-legged, but it's a bend and extend. Bend, extend. It's not leaning forward. Lean, push. Inhale, exhale it up. Push through the ball of the foot. Squeeze into that back glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now don't do anything with the right leg except lean onto it, lift up the left, and just a little pulse at the top. Don't worry if that left leg is straight or not, just focusing on the hips staying parallel. Using exhales, squeezing up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and now we're going to rise up, bring the left knee forward, kick back and reach. Pull in and kick back. So we're still on that right leg. Knee it forward, kick it back. Whoop. I'm going to come this way so you can see knee forward and kick it back. Balance really sucks today for all of us, possibly. 2 more. Whoop. And just, last one. So, right leg comes back, and we're going to bend the knee and extend. Bend, extend. Inhale, exhale. Focusing on pushing and driving through that back leg. Inhale, exhale. As you lean forward, make sure you're aware of your core so you don't fall too far forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay on that left foot, lean forward, keep the hips parallel, and just a little squeeze up into the hamstring and glutes. Now, if you want to put the toes down and keep it low, that's totally acceptable. We're trying to dance on the edge of our comfort zone. Using exhales, and we're not arching into the back, keeping the hips parallel. Don't worry about how high that leg kicks. It can be a small pulsation here. Now, without dropping that foot. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bring the knee forward and kick it back. Bring the knee forward and kick back. I'll change angles here and hope I don't fall on my face and try not to kick the wall. Inhale, exhale it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it forward and shake out those legs. I don't know about what your butt cheeks were doing, but mine were having a conversation with me. Grab your dumbbells. So moving our way into more upper body. Sorry, I got hair in my mouth here. Simple movement. We're going to start small and keep building. Inhale, exhale it up. Just a nice little side, and don't go too low. Focus on keeping the hands nice and close to the body, letting them slide up and down the thighs. Give your body a chance to feel into the side bend, both for the back muscles, the front, the abdominals, the core, but also that you're not pulling up with the shoulders. I see sometimes people doing this, and we're not going for that one. 3, 2, and 1. So with both hands, you've got weights in both hands. This is going to be an experiment for all of us. Feet are flat, knees are a little bit wider than the hips, and the knees are soft. We're gonna drop down the right hand, and yes, you get to push your hip to the side this time. For all you hippy-dippy ladies, and gents perhaps, we get to move the hips, but the left arm is gonna reach up and over. So watch, we're gonna reach, and we're gonna stay same side. So it's still a side bend. I'm not leaning forward. I'm trying to lean to the side. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Now when you reach that left hand over, make sure it's past your head. 3, 2, and 1. Now before we switch sides, roll the shoulders up and back. Simple hammer curls. Simple hammer curls, except I say simple, but we're creating rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I say release, but don't relax too much because you don't want to drop those weights on your feet. So now, left hand is going to reach while the right hip moves and the right arm reaches up and over. So we play, we reach. Inhale, exhale. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And the goal isn't necessarily to get your left hand to touch the ground, but we are trying to get below the knee. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in. Palms up. Bicep curls with palms up. Not the hammers, palms up. 5, 4, 3, 2, halfway up. Elbows in to the side. In, side. And you can let your chest move forward. Just don't turn this into a weird twerking thing. Using exhales. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Roll the shoulders up and back. More into the obliques, but this time with adding the upper body. Now this is an option where you can lose the weights if it's going to be too much. I'm just kind of yanking my arms up because my sleeves are too long. They're catching underneath because I got stupid short arms. So we're going to come up into palms forward, elbows at shoulder height. Don't lean forward. Don't lean back. Definitely don't lean back. We're going to twist to the left, center, and right. Keep those hips locked. And now we're going to add a little extension. Can we take the arms long and bring it back? So side view. If the weight's too much, you can downsize or lose the weights or stay with this variation. Just keeping the hips forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Weights come down. We're going to go to the heavy one. Grab your kettlebell, and I'm just going to do something with my sleeves because I feel like that's a disaster waiting to happen. You know, sleeve catches on the kettlebell and I fling the kettlebell into my laptop. You know, one of those kinds of things. So, because the girl that grabs electric fences because she's falling into it, you just know stuff like that's going to happen. So let's start with a very easy, and I say easy, I just mean straightforward, wide-legged sumo squat. But let's make it a pulsing squat. So the goal here is to hold that kettlebell nice and close to the body. We're not swinging the kettlebell, and we're not arching the back. We're staying tall. Pretend you're stuck between two panes of glass. Not a pleasant thought if you're afraid of when you've got claustrophobia, but you know, we'll make do. Nice and tall. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and rise up, toes forward. Bring that kettlebell up to shoulders. Well, elbows to shoulders, kettlebell to about chest, and try not to smack your boobs on the way up. Exhale up and down. And definitely don't hit your chin with the kettlebell handle on the way up either. Please don't do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we release it down. Step the feet a little closer. We're gonna go for deadlifts. Now deadlifts, you can soften the knees, but we're not bending into the knees. So the goal here is to bring your hips behind your heels, flat back. Exhale, squeeze up. Don't go too fast, find a rhythm. And start to explore, can you come a little lower without rounding the spine? Nice flat back, exhale it up. Now when you come up, sometimes I see people come up and they do like this big lift with the hands. You don't need to do that. Exhale it up, inhale down. And my hair is all in my face, pardon me, there we go, I can see. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching into a single leg deadlift, but we're gonna do it in transition. Take the left leg back, bending the knee. Lean forward, exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, exhale. And the way we're coming up, we're pushing with that back leg. The back leg is squeezing up into the glute. Like our warm-up. Focus on the legs and brace the drop and the lift with the core to take tension away from your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step switch. Inhale, exhale. And I'm just gonna come facing forward for a second. Leg is back, flat back. We're not hiking up with the arms. We're not trying to do anything here. It's just tilting from the hips, pushing into that back glute. Using exhales. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do side lunges. Now there's different ways to hold your kettlebell. The one I'm gonna go for is, I'm just gonna come in close. I'm resting the kettlebell on my forearm and part of my bicep. So it's not on my shoulder, but it's like on my bicep and my forearm. The other option is to just hold it on your shoulder if that feels better for you. So where we're going with this is left hand has the kettlebell, right leg does the movement. Bring it in. Right leg. You can make it small. You can take it up, pull that leg up, up and drop. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in and switch. So you can start, check where you want that kettlebell, make it small if you need to, take it bigger. You can take that jump up of the toes, pretend there's an obstacle in your way. Reach, pull up and over, lunge, and back. Smaller, you can even just step it. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Oof. How's that feeling, having to hold that kettlebell up on those shoulders? Makes your body work in a different way. So, same thing with the arms, but different variation of legs. So, back onto the left side. Left side holds, right leg moves. Back and step. So it's a back curtsy lunge, press it to the side. Inhale, exhale, pushing it up. And you can just make it a step. The lower you go in that curtsy lunge, the harder you're going to work. 4, 3, 2, and bring it in, switch, letting it rest, line it up, left leg, back curtsy lunge, and toes to the side. Lunge it out, side. If you need to drop the weights, drop the weight, just keep moving the legs. You can downsize to a dumbbell if you want. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really sit down. Give yourself a bit of a shake. Those are challenging because it literally works everything. Shoulders, arms, core, balance, legs. Let's have a little fun to shake things out before we grab more of the weights and the dumbbells. So, give me some shoulder shimmies. Shake it out. Get really floppy, noodly arms. And then just kind of like a 3-year-old, throw a little tantrum. I don't wanna. I'm gonna. But and then a little twisted walk. And now turn it into a twist. Shake all of that nonsense out. Shake it out. Get fun. Get wild with the arms. And 5. Whoop. Don't grab your plant. Where was I? 8, 2, 9. Bring those legs in. Give me some Elvis wobbles. Great chance to just shake it out. This is not about how sexy we can be. This is about how much can we be like a 3-year-old dancing like they don't care. 4, 3, 2, and lock and load, twist. Lock and load. Lock those arms, lock those legs, and we wiggle through the hips. Wiggle, wiggle, twist, wiggle, wiggle, twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and heel stomp, bring it across. You can add arm swings, forward or back. Just play around with what feels good, you know, letting things go. Heel it across, heel it across. And how about a little Jane Fonda, yes? How do we feel about Jane Fonda? Kicking her own bum, yeah? Have you guys seen her lately? She looks phenomenal. Like phenomenal. And I know she had a little help, so don't worry about that. But like seriously, she's keeping herself in good shape. Holy smokes. Turn these into little side kicks. Little donkey side kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2. Guess what? Dumbbells. Grab your weights again. We're gonna love these. I'm saying that because I'm trying to convince myself that we're gonna love these, but we probably won't. So we're gonna take right arm forward, left arm to the side, and drop, and switch. One arm forward, one arm to the side. And after this, we're gonna make our way to the floor. Use exhales. Stay with me. Anybody else's arms starting to feel really warm? A little hot? Huh. Are they cussing yet? Because if they're not cussing yet, we keep going. Now keep in mind, my weights are 3 kilos each. So that means close to 7 pounds in each hand. These suck. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it up. Press it up and down. Up and down. Oh my God, my shoulders. They're saying really bad words. Up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring the arms down and lean forward. Let's get into those back muscles, squeezing out to the side, flies. Anybody else feel like dropping these weights? Please don't drop them on your toes if you do. But you know we're almost there. 3, 2, come down onto the floor. We're gonna come straight onto our back. We're gonna be using dumbbells and doing some core work, so get ready. And I'm just gonna move my kettlebell so I don't accidentally kick it, because that's a thing. Come onto your back. Starting off, palms, wrists over your shoulders. Palms are facing in towards each other. Take a moment and just pull the belly button towards the ground. We're not trying to jam our spine, but we're trying to keep the ribs from flaring out. Now take the arms out, nice big chest fly, exhale it back. Inhale, exhale it up. So we can stay here. This is a great option, chest flies, with that extra contraction through the abdominals. Next up, bring those legs up to tabletop. Don't let those knees come higher than the hips. Keep them at hip height. And give me some more chest flies. Here it's especially important to be mindful of that rib to hip connection. Pulling in. And so often I hear the reference of, pretend you're pulling tight on a corset or a girdle. Not sure I want to wear a corset or a girdle when I'm doing Pilates, but if we think about that analogy, it sometimes helps us pull those ribs in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now release the feet down. Again, we're going to add another layer here. So the wrists are close together, the dumbbells or your weights are close together. Take the arms up and over. Now, I could easily just drop them and woohoo, I'm resting. But my ribs are flaring up. So exhale, pull those ribs in, pull the arms up. Just don't let them bend so that, the weights would drop on your face. Have the arms all the way up overhead. Now this is just a hold. So you can stay here and breathe, or bring those legs back up into table. And for this one, because we're not moving the arms, we're staying pretty still, we can take one leg down, exhale it up, and we switch. Check in with those ribs, check in with those hips. Trying not to tilt through the lower back, through the lumbar. Inhale, exhale it up. If this is getting too much, you can go back into just holding table. If you're still trying, but it's too much, you can drop your feet down. Focus on those arms up overhead and holding the rest of your body stable. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good news, release the feet down. Now arms come up only just for a moment. Now this is going to be especially mindful of not smacking yourself in the forehead, because we're going to bend at the elbows, but we're going to let the hands go overhead and then exhale to the sky. As we do this, don't let your ribs flare up. So don't lift up through the ribs, push those ribs down. Press up and do not hit yourself in the head with those dumbbells or whatever weights you're using in your hands. Focusing on the triceps. And yes, you could bring your legs into tabletop once more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it up. Rock yourself forward and back till you come all the way up into seated. So I just realized that made me a little burpy. Legs out to the side. I do classical saw a lot simply because my body loves what it does for everything. So I'm doing it for very selfish reasons, but I think it has a lot of benefits. But first, of course, the mandatory wiggle, yeah? The wiggles? And nice and tall now. Check that your shoulders are over your hips, that you're not leaning forward or rounding the spine. Take those arms out. Exhale, pull that left elbow in to reach the hand back. Right arm comes across. Inhale back. Exhale across. And don't worry about if you touch your toes or not. Just get into this twist, this extension, allowing the hamstrings to receive the stretch, not forcing. But this is also a great rotational movement for the shoulders. It's moving all those smaller muscles along your spine, the multifidi. And let's go for one more on each side. Last one to the left. Last one to the right. Bring the feet in. Knees wide. So this is a cobbler's pose in yoga, and yes, you get to do a little bit of a bouncy stretch, but we're going to try and add some layers first. Nice and tall. Can we lean back while leaning tall and float our feet? So side view here is I'm tall and I'm lifting the feet. I'm not rounding. I'm not trying to pull in. I'm staying lifted. And now, super complicated move. Is everybody ready for how complicated this is going to be? We clap your feet. By the way, that might have been sarcasm. Still staying tall through the chest. Clapping feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and take the legs out. Notice, I know that was fun, but you were working those hip flexors. You were working your core. So there's ways to make things fun and still challenge. Give yourself a little forward fold stretch to ease things out, but then we're going to come onto our side. And we did these just the other day. We're going to do them again, but we're only doing a couple of them because we're now going to focus on joint mobility. So come onto your right side. Now, a lot of times we do this one all the way on our side with our knees together, classical clamshell. We've done this. But what I want to do today is come all the way up. Bring your hand underneath your shoulder, and you're keeping your weight on your knee and your shin, the side of your calf. We're going to lift up. Using mobility, and this is great for the obliques as well, for balance and stability. Using exhales. 5, 4, release it down, and we switch sides. Just give yourself a nice little swing across. Now, the one thing I should point out for this side, and again, you can go all the way down on the ground, no judgment ever on this side, is sometimes I'll see people like they kind of slouch into it. We want to lift up through the obliques. So we're not side bending. We're not going for this bend. It's like a long plank. And nothing else moves but the top leg. Exhale it up, inhale down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's just bring it straight down onto table. And I'm going to come to the other side because my hair is getting in my way. So in table, going to tuck your toes up. Tuck your toes under. Now, make sure that you don't shift back when you lift up the knees. Keep those hips slightly in front of the knees. And floating table, I kind of do a little wobble with my feet just because I'm like doing a countdown. You can do Elvis legs in and out. Just don't round the spine. Don't lift up too high. 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Bring those forearms down, coming into our forearm plank. You can keep the toes up or down. You can come into a full plank. When I say full, forearms just off your knees onto your toes. Or stay here. And if you're staying here, pull those elbows towards knees, adding a little bit of more of an isometric contraction without rounding the spine. And relax it out. Come all the way down onto your belly into a brief sphinx, just a little back bend, elbows underneath your shoulders. Give yourself a little side sway and wiggle. And then hands come down underneath your chin. And just bend the knees. Bring the heels to your bum with a pointed toe. And then flex the toes and bring it down. Point, flex, and down. Point, flex, down. Point, flex, down. Point, flex, down. Point, flex, down. 2 more. Last point, flex, and down. Elbows back underneath the shoulders. Pulling up into our plank. Breathing into this space. Now, if you have the range of motion and the space, we're going to take the left leg to the side and back. And then the right and back. I'll show you front view. And the goal here is to make sure that you're not on your actual kneecaps. You're on that fleshy part above the knees. Not going up and down. One more each side. Last one, and come on to your belly again. This time it's going to be our upper body that does the moving. Hands underneath our chin. Just moving my dumbbells out of the way. Shoulder blades down and back. And we're going to exhale, lift up into the space between the shoulder blades. Without squeezing the bum cheeks. And see if you can pull the belly button off and away from the floor. 3, 2, and release. Tuck one arm underneath so you can come onto your side. Pick a side, obviously a side that you can still see the camera if possible, or the video. We're going to bend the top leg and bring the toes behind. So the bottom leg is nice and long, creating a little bit of an open hip stretch through here. Bottom leg squeezes up, just up and down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and then top leg, bring it forward. pull it up as high as you can, creating this little stretch. And we don't have to do anything but stay here and breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna, from here, slide that leg forward and down and grab our foot if we can, bringing our heel to our bum. Just a single leg stretch. And we're keeping it low. I'm gonna encourage you to bring your chest down, creating a deeper stretch. Don't let that foot flare out to the side. Keep the heel over your bum cheek. And then let go and come on to your other side. Top leg is behind the bottom leg. Bottom leg squeezes up and down. And then 3, 2, 1. Top leg comes forward and just pull it up as high as you can. Wherever feels, and I want to say comfortable, but you want a little bit of resistance. That's where the stretch takes place. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing's a thing. And 4, 3, 2, and we're leaning in. We're going to grab the back of that foot, the top of the foot, come onto our belly, and come nice and low. Pressing that heel into the bum as much as we can. Finding just the right amount of resistance. And then exhale, release. Rock your hips left to right. Staying nice and low. And then roll onto your back. Sway the knees left to right. Using the exhales to draw in. And slow it down. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And then let's take a deep breath. Bring those knees all the way in. Add a little twist or extension or stretch. Whatever your body's craving. You know, my body's always going to go for this happy baby pose. It just feels like it does all the right joints, all the right ligaments, all the right muscles. And it's kind of fun. You know, it's a great little rocking side to side. But if your body wants a twist, if your body wants a stretch, play it out. Explore. Whoop. Try not to fall over. And then take a deep breath wherever you are. Take your time, but encouraging you to meet me up in a seated position. Taking just a moment. Check in with how your body's feeling. Hopefully you worked up a little bit of a sweat. Feeling a bit more lubricated in all the joints. Feeling a bit stronger. Take a deep breath. Inhale, big sigh. And that was our Fusion Strong.